Hello, thank you for joining me. Hiding from the sunshine, so excuse the sunglasses and the visor. It's lovely to sit here till the aeroplanes take away the noise of the gentle rustling of the leaves in a beautiful beech and an oak tree there. Absolutely gorgeous. And I want to talk a little bit about how we can adjust what we do to help body and mind without, I'm not going down the exercising road and the dietary road, just little things that we can throw in for good measure. I've had to adjust my times because of the fact that I can't tolerate the heat any longer. On a cold day I'm okay, but in this weather I really struggle. So instead of doing my message answering on the channel as soon as I wake up, I do anything that requires physical exertion, and I'll go out and sweep the yard or do a bit of snipping, or at present come round and feed my friends' cats. And it's lovely to be out early doors and few people around. It's very pleasant. And then I'll have not a siesta, but a rest and do things that aren't using energy and making me glow during the heat of the day. Maybe have quick 40 winks, but not always. And then, as now, come round when the heat has gone out of the sun, but still protect myself, and I can still feel the perspiration dripping around. So no makeup on, because it would be pouring off with it. So that's what I do to help my body. And the main focus has been on my mind, because the body, I've been doing everything that I can, and I'm awaiting things still, results and tests and goodness knows what. So I'm focusing largely on my mind, because my mind is really very good at going down where it shouldn't go. Worst case scenario. So there's a lot of self-talk goes on, but also keeping my mind active. And when I'm walking along at present, if I'm on the pavement rather than down one of my lovely little green lanes, I look at car registration letters, and I allow myself to add 2 vowels and make 6 words from those letters as quickly as I can. And it's a matter of remembering how many I've done, which letters I can, and it just keeps the grey matter doing something a bit different. Yes, there's puzzles and everything, but this I can do whilst I'm walking along. And also, I've mentioned this before, changing the routine, as I've said, with the heat, but also change your morning routines. Do things in a different order so that you don't go into autopilot. You're actually thinking about what you're doing. And I love the one of when you're having a shower with your eyes closed. You know where you are, and so long as you don't do what I did the first time and applied conditioner before I'd shampooed, then you're fine. I always now check which is which. Right, we're all right there. And it actually adds a different dimension. if there's any perfume in the products, then you smell those, and you feel the water flowing on you more, rather than taking it very much for granted. But my mind, I know it's the short term that can begin to struggle, so that's why I do things like puzzles and the game with the car edges. But my long-term memory, it amazes me sometimes. When I was walking along the other day, 3 words came to mind. And they weren't little words, they were words from when I was at university. How many years ago is that? Nearly 60 years ago. Good grief. We'll say 55. I cheat a bit there. And one of the words was Mohorovicic continuity. Where that came from, I don't know. But I'd even remembered what it was. It's the layer between the Earth's crust and the mantle. Fine, that was okay. Then the next one that came in, that was from my geography course, from my biology. They've gone now, I can't remember. Another one from meteorology was dry adiabatic lapse rate. I've still to Google that. I know it's something to do with the rise and the fall of the air and whatever happens. So that was quite interesting. Where they pop up from, I don't know. Is there a little box in there that sometimes the lid just slips open and these thoughts come wheedling out? Let's see if she can remember us. Yes. And the last one that I have now remembered was the proper name for the fruit flies, Drosophila. And this was in the biology way back when it sort of went along with Mendel's peas experiments. I think it had to do with the colour of the fly's eyes. And when you consider that the flies are teeny, I'm not quite sure how the colour of the eyes was seen. But it was something to do with genetics, and made me realise, boy, just how far on we have come since then. Is everything better than it was? In many ways it is. But I suppose, so long as there are people around, there are always going to be those who want more than is their fair share of anything and everything. But that's a story for another day. Okay, so I shall leave the Drosophila on one side and Mohorovicic's discontinuity, and maybe treat myself to looking up dry adiabatic lapse rate when I get home. In fact, I think there was also a wet adiabatic lapse rate. That would seem logical, wouldn't it? Hey ho, you learn something every day. So I'll test you next time on what the fruit flies are called and what the layer between the mantle and the crust of the earth is. Sorry, no prizes, but yeah, if you can remember, well done. I'm kidding, honestly. All right, I shall go and feed the cats, but I shall first of all have a little swing and cool down after my walk here. Take care. Excuse me. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now. Bye.